Click cut Florida. Y'all guava. Yeah, gonna get you. Yeah. Click cut Florida. Y'all guava. Yeah, gonna get you. Yeah. I'm a big click member. I'm a big click member. Yeah, we go. I'm a big click member. In a time where we all stuck together, Shakara Batan, Shala Anach.
All right. Okay, so what I want to talk about is the change that is going to come to us when Messiah come. I want to lay out some Bible verses for you. Forgive me for the other one. I didn't know they was gonna be doing all them cuss words and stuff in there. And some of y'all know that I don't like all that. So go ahead and turn your Bible to 1 John chapter 3. And I was using Uncle Ruckus for a reason, because that's how a lot of these doctrines will make us to be. But let me go ahead and start reading. King James Bible. And it's saying 1 John chapter 3, beginning at verse 2, but let me go up to verse 1. And it says, Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of Allahia. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. Beloved, now are we the sons of Allahia, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him. We shall be like him. We shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. And every man that hath this hope in him purifieth himself, even as he is pure. Verse 4, Whosoever committeth sin transgress also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. Now, let me go to something real quick. Let me show you something. Mormonism. All right? Mormons' problematic racial past and the evolution of the divine curse doctrine. Matthew L. Harris. All right? On February 28, 2012, Brigham Young University religion professor Randy Bott gave an interview with Washington Post reporter Jason Horowitz that ignited a firestorm in the Mormon church. Bott advanced some ideals about African Americans and Mormons that made his church leaders angry. Here are some highlights. According to Mormon scriptures, the descendants of Cain, who killed his brother Abel, were black. One of Cain's descendants was Egyptus, a woman Mormons believe was the namesake of Egypt. She married Ham, whose descendants were themselves cursed, and in the words of many Mormons, barred from the priesthood by his father Noah. Bott points to the Mormons' holy text, unholy text, they say holy, I say unholy text, that the book of Abraham, as suggested that all of the descendants of Ham and Egyptus were thus black. Kemet, Egyptus were thus black and barred from the priesthood. Their God has always been discriminatory when it comes to whom he grants the authority of the priesthood, says Bott, the BYU theologian. He quotes Mormon scriptures that states that the Lord gives to people all that he see fit. Bott compares blacks with a young child prematurely asking for the keys of a father's car, and explains that similarly, until 1978, the Lord determined that blacks were not yet ready for the priesthood. What is discrimination? I think that is keeping something from someone that would be a benefit for them, right? But what if it wouldn't have been a benefit to them? Bott says that the denial of the priesthood to blacks on earth, although not in the afterlife, protected them from the lowest rungs of hell, reserving for people who abuse their priesthood powers. You couldn't fall off the top of the ladder because you weren't. This is what they believed in. This is, the Bible says, you shall know a tree by its fruit. And before a tree can grow, it has to have seeds. And when the seed grow, the strongest part of a tree is its roots. And wherever the roots come from is a part of that tree. The only way to get rid of this doctrine is to pull it up from the roots. You cannot look at the fruits on the tree that will blind you from what the tree really is. The roots of this tree is evil, so also are the fruits and the branches, and also the ones that eat it will taste of its poison. Shalom, brother. The fruits of this tree is wicked. It is not righteous, nor is it holy. The roots of this tree is vile. It is not sweet, nor is it good to eat. The roots of this tree is evil. And I'm going to show you why. King James, Yachanah, chapter 3. Begin again at verse 1. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us. You know, the priesthood, the priests. Because Yah called Israel to be a royal priesthood, kings and priests. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of Elohim. They say God. Therefore the world knoweth us not. The word therefore world is aratz. I'll prove it to you. A cosmos, which comes from the word aratz. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. Beloved. Now, let me go ahead and go inside the lexicon. Let's go here. See? Strong's. This is Yachanah chapter 3 verse 1. To see, perceive, attend to. See, how great. From what country? From prime roots, and see, how great a love. Love, good will. Agape. Agape. The Father. Pater. A prime word. Has bestowed to give in various lit or figment. He say has bestowed in various and diverse ways. What great love the Father has bestowed on us, that we should be called, klethomin, to call, a prime word, children, tekna, a child of either sex, male or female, of God. They say theos. So some people say, well, you can't say, well, we got to stick with God. Well, let's say right here in Greek, theo. Theo. And they say in Spanish, Dios. Of theos, uncertain origin. I know the origin, Greek. And such we are for this, probably from reduple of ho, used as a demonstrative pronoun. For this reason, let me move this. For this reason, dia, through on account of, because of the world, cosmos, order of the world, cosmos. Let us click in that and see what that is. All right, cosmos. All right, shalom, sister. So let me show y'all this here. Cosmos. 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 Order, the world. Noun, masculine. Cosmos. Cosmos. Order, the world. The world. Universe. Worldly affairs. The inhabitants of the world. Adornment. All right? Cosmos, literally something ordered, properly, an ordered system, like the universe, creation, the world. The English term cosmetic, it is derived from 2889. Cosmos, the order and symbol used of treating the face as of hold. All right? They give you some examples here. It says in Greek, right there, cosmos. In the NAS version, the kingdoms of the world and their glory. KJV, the kingdoms of the world and their glory. The NIT, kingdoms of the world and their glory. Matthew 5:14. We got more than one witness here. Cosmos, you are the light of the world. The kingdom of this world, not of this world. You are the light of the world to come. You are the light of the world, a city. You are the light of the new Yerushalayim. You are the royal priesthood. Who is he talking to? The light of the world, a city, a light of the world, not is able. All right, so now we see that cosmos explains itself here. All right, so let's go back. To the Bible. All right. Let me see. I might have to reshare this. All right, Mashpaka. Let me reshare. All right. Matter of fact, let's go to Jeremiah. All right. Jeremiah. It say Jeremiah chapter 24, verse 24. Yahweh showed me, and behold, 2 baskets of figs were set before the temple of Yahweh. After that Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, had carried away captive Jeconiah, the son of Jehoiakim, king of Jehoiada, and the princes of Jehoiada, with the carpenters and smiths from Jerusalem, and had brought them unto Babylon. One basket had very good figs, even like the figs that are first ripe, and the other basket had very naughty figs, which could not be eaten. They are so bad. Verse 3. Then said Yahweh unto me, What seest thou, Jeremiah? And I said, Figs, the good figs, very good, and the evil figs, very evil, that cannot be eaten. They are so evil. Again the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Thus said Yahweh, Elohim of Yasharal, here, of Yasharal. Let me go back. Might be. Oh, man. Let me stop sharing this. All right. I'm messing up today, but that's all right. I'll get it together. All right. So y'all remember where I was. Jeremiah chapter 24. Jeremiah 24. We go back to Jeremiah 24. Jeremiah 24. Here we go. KJV. No, that's the New King James. But I think that's what I was reading out of. But let me go on down. And he say, Again the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Thus said Yahweh, the Elohim of Yasharal. That's where we stop. The Elohim of Yasharal. Like these good figs, so will I acknowledge them that are carried away captive of Jehoiada, whom I have sent out of this place into the land of the Chaldeans for their good. So when Yahweh sent out Yasharal into captivity, he sent them out for their good. For I will set mine eyes upon them for good, and I will bring them again to this land, and I will build them and not pull them down, and I will plant them and not pluck them up, and I will give them an heart to know me, that I am Yahweh, and they shall be my people, and I will be their Elohim, for they shall return unto me with their whole heart. And as the evil figs, which cannot be eaten, they are so evil. Surely, thus saith Yahweh, so will I give Zedekiah, the king of Jehoiada, and his princes, and the residue of Jerusalem, that remain in this land, and them that dwell in the land of Masraim, and in the Advaton Kemeh, And African Americans over here got a group called the Kemet people. But I'm talking about the original Kemet who was not scattered on slave ships in the land of Kemet, Misraim, and I will deliver them to be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. And I will deliver them to be removed into all the kingdoms, all the cosmos, all the erodes of the earth. Remember, it means world as well. For their hurt to be a reproach, for their hurt, all the kingdoms of the earth, for their hurt to be a reproach and a proverb, a reproach and a proverb, a taunt and a curse in all places whither I shall drive them. And where is all these places? And I will deliver them to be removed into all the kingdoms of the erodes, into all the cosmos of the earth, for their hurt to be a reproach and a proverb. Listen to this. And a taunt. We're going to see what that word taunt means. In all places whither I shall drive them. And I will send them, and I will send the word, the famine, and the pestilence. And I will send a sword, war. And I will send the sword, the famine, and the pestilence among them, till they be consumed from off the land that I gave unto them and to their fathers. Is there anything else you saw, Prophet Jeremiah? Is there any, forgive me, y'all, I'm not supposed to pray to Jeremiah. King James Bible, 70-year captivity. The word that came to Jeremiah concerning all the people of Yahweh. Now, all the people of Yahweh. In the 4th year of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Yahweh. That was the 1st year of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. So we see here, Jeremiah is a prophet who lived during the time of Daniel. Jeremiah was a prophet who lived during the time of Daniel. Daniel studied Jeremiah's scrolls, the which Jeremiah the prophet spake unto all the people of Yahweh. So Jeremiah read the scroll as well, because Jeremiah was of the tribe of Yahweh. Jeremiah was a servant in the house of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, the which Jeremiah the prophet spake unto all the people of Yahweh. All the people of Yahweh. So if Jeremiah wasn't even born at this time, his daddy and his mama, his aunties, his Dawada, his Dawadaya, his Dawada, and his Dawad, uncle and aunties, Ama wa Abba, his father and mother, Achyam, Achwath, brother and sister, that goes including his cousins as well. Everybody in the whole tribe of Yehowadah got this right here. Nobody was exempt. The which Jeremiah the prophet spake unto all the people of Yehowadah and to all the inhabitants of Yerushalayim, saying, from the 13th year of Josiah the son of Amon, king of Yehowadah, even unto this day, that is the 23 year, the word of Yahweh have come unto me, and I have spoken unto you, rising early and speaking, but ye have not hearkened. And Yahweh have sent unto you all his servants the prophets, rising early, sending them, but ye have not hearkened, nor incline your ear to hear. They said, turn you again, now everyone from his evil way. See, this was the prophets was saying. Turn ye everyone from his evil way and from all the evil of your doings, and dwell in the land that Yahweh has given unto you and to your fathers forever and ever. And go not after other Allahim to serve them and to worship them, and to provoke me not to anger with the works of your hands, and I will do you no hurt. So he say, if you do not worship false deities. Hold on, Mashpaka. Gotta answer this. Hold on. Family, that was some strange number. I'm sorry for the interruption. Let's get back to the word. And go not after other deities to serve them, other Allah to serve them. Listen to this stipulation, and to worship them, and to provoke me not to anger with the works of your hands. So he say, don't worship false deities. If you do not worship false deities and start doing things that's against my Torah, which is sin, which means it's breaking the law, like we just read in the book of Yakanan, and I will do no hurt. Yet ye have not hearkened unto me. So he say, if Judah would have listened to his commandment and not go after strange deities and do all this stuff, then no hurt would have came. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, because ye have not heard my words, behold, I will send and take all the families of the north. Therefore, I will send and take all the families of the north, saith Yahweh, and Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon, my servant, will bring them again against this land. So he say, I will send from the people, from the nations of the north, the families, which means the nations, the houses, the Gentiles, from the nations of the north, saith Yahweh, and Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, confusion, my servant, and I will bring them against this land. So listen at what Yahweh say. The nations of the north, the nations of the north is the people that he was going to use to bring against the land. He would rule. He would be the king over Babylon, over confusion, over the same place that Cush, son Nimrod, set up. My servant, and will bring them against this land. So he's going to bring the Gentiles from the nations of the north up above what they call the middle of the east. The islands and stuff above what they call the middle of the east. And against the inhabitants thereof. So, against the inhabitants thereof, the people that inhabited it. And against all these nations round about. So not just against, but he said, and against all these nations round about. And I will utterly destroy them. Who did Yahweh use to destroy Yerushalayim and Yahweh, Judah? And I will make them an astonishment. What did Deuteronomy chapter 28 say? And a hissing and a perpetual desolation. Perpetual means a continual desolation. Moreover, I will take from them the voice of mirth and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom, the husband, and the voice of the bride, the wife, the sound of the millstones. That means that your life is going to be interrupted if you are these people, which means you ain't going to be getting married and being glad and rejoicing in your land. The sound of the millstones and the light of the candle, and the whole land, and the whole, in this whole land shall be a desolation and an astonishment. And these nations shall serve the king of Babylon 70 years. Listen to this now. Destruction of Babylon. So, before Messiah came, this is when the nations of the north started their colonization. When Nebuchadnezzar came down, that's when the nations of the north started their first colony right here in our land. But you got to remember, the Greeks had took over. Remember the Greeks when they took over Kemet? The destruction of Babylon. And it shall come to pass, when 70 years are accomplished, that I will punish the king of Babylon and that nation. And that nation, saith Yahweh. You see they got it capitalized right there? That means that wasn't originally there. For their iniquity. I said that to show you that he is not, he did not come, he didn't show himself to them, to Nebuchadnezzar them first. He showed himself to the seed of Abraham through the lineage of Yadshach and Ya'aquabah. He did not introduce his name as a generic term. His name is important. For their iniquity. Why did he come and visit? For their iniquity. And the land of the Chaldeans, where did Abraham come from? Ur of the Chaldees. What tribe in Africa is named Chaldeans? Chad. And there's a dark-skinned African tribe named Chad. And when you say their full name is Chaldeans, they are Igbos in West Africa. They are not even over there. And I will make it a perpetual desolation. A perpetual desolation. No Igbos gonna be up there. And I will bring upon that land all my words which I have pronounced against it. And I will bring upon that land all my words which I have pronounced against it. Even all that is written in the book which Jeremiah, even all that is, Hamashiach said, I have not come to do away with the prophets. I have not come to do away with them. I have come to fulfill them. The prophecies did not stop. Messiah gave a prophecy. He knew the prophets. He was the one that spoke to the prophets. Even all that is written in this book. So listen. Even all that is written in this book. What did Jeremiah say? Which Jeremiah have prophesied against all nations. For many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of them also. So many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of Israel. They're going to use Israel. And I will recompense them according to their deeds. So according to all the deeds of all the nations that have abused and used his people, he will recompense them. He will repay them for what they did according to their deeds and according to the works of their own hands. Yahweh did not tell them to put their fingers and start changing up Bible verses and changing up stuff and writing their own doctrines and teaching lies. Why would he punish Yasharal if they taught lies, if he okayed it for nations to teach lies? For thus said Yahweh Elohim of Yasharal unto me, take the wine cup of this fury out at my hand, and cause all the nations to whom I send thee to drink it, and they shall drink. The prophet said, they shall drink and be moved and be mad because of the word that I will send among them. They will be angry about this word right here. Then took I the cup at Yahweh's hand. Am I anti-Semitic for telling you the truth? And made all the nations to drink, unto whom Yahweh have sent me. So all the nations who have put his people into slavery, they shall drink. He told Kepha that he shall drink of the wrath of the cross. Remember? He told Yakanan and them. They said, yeah, what can we sit on your right hand and your left hand? He said, it is not for me to give. He said, I'm not. Are you able to bear it? And they told him, yeah, Yah. And he said, you shall bear it. But to know, you going to drink of the wine. You going to drink of my suffering. But, he said, so he told them that it was going to happen. It happened to them. He told Israel that they was going to be scattered after the temple is destroyed. And it happened just like he said, because he's the Messiah. And you can believe in him by his word's sake or the work's sake. To wit, Yerushalayim and the cities of Yehovah and the kings thereof and the princes thereof, to make them a desolation and an astonishment. Listen at the decree. to wit, Yerushalayim, and the cities of Yahweh, and the kings thereof, and the princes thereof, to make them a desolation, and astonishment, and a hissing, and a curse. And as it is this day, Pharaoh, king of Masraim, and his servants, and his princes, and all his people, and all the mingled people, and all the kings of the land of Uz, and all the kings of the land of Palestina, and Ashkelon, and Azah, and Akron, and the remnant of Ashdod, Ishal, Edom, and Moab, and the children of Ammon, and all the kings of Tyrus, and all the kings of Sidon, and all the kings of the isles, which are beyond the sea, Dedan, and Tema, and Buz, and all that are in the uttermost corners, and all the kings of Arabia, and all the kings of the mingled people that dwell in the desert, in the Sahara, and all the kings of Zimri, and all the kings of Alam, and all the kings of the Medes, and all the kings of the north, far and near, one with another, and all the kingdoms of the world. It's going to be another Babylon, remember, in the last day. So that means all of the nations going to come back together and try to build a one world thing. Listen to what they have done. They have confederate nations. They are part iron and part clay. The iron does not mix with the clay, nor does the clay mix with the iron. But they all stand together. And all the kings of the north, far and near. So whether if they far away from Babylon, or Europe, or near, one with another, and all the kingdoms of the world. The premise of the constitution of this one was builded upon white and black. You cannot escape from that. Else the Father did not see what was going to be when he already told you he saw what was going to be before it happened, which are upon the face of the earth. They are upon every place on the earth. The king of Sheshach shall drink after them. Therefore, thou shalt say unto them, this is what Yahweh said. This is what he said to say. Therefore, thou shalt say unto them. They say, you shall not say. Thou shalt say unto them. They say, talk to us smooth words. Tell us about good things. Tell us about prosperity. Tell us about this and the other. I don't want to hear about no slavery. I don't want to hear about that. Therefore, thou shalt say unto them, thus said Yahweh of hosts, Yahweh Elohim of Yasharal, drink you and be drunken. They gonna all drink from this wine and spew and fall and rise no more, because the word which I will send among you, and it shall be, if they refuse to take the cup at thine hand to drink, then shalt thou say unto them, thus saith Yahweh of hosts. They say, Tiskanu, ye shall certainly drink, for lo, I begin to bring evil on the city, which is called by my name, by my reputation, by my memorial. And should ye be utterly unpunished? Ye shall not be unpunished. For I will call for a sword upon all the inhabitants of the earth, saith Yahweh of hosts. Therefore prophesy thou against them all these words, and say unto them, Yahweh shall roar from on high. Remember, he shall return and utter his voice from his holy habitation, and shall mightily roar upon his habitation. He shall give a shout, with a shout as they that tread upon the grapes, against all the inhabitants of the earth. A noise shall come even to the ends of the earth. For Yahweh have a controversy. Yahweh have a controversy. Yahweh have a controversy. What's a controversy? A problem with the nations. He will plead with all flesh. He ain't gonna beg nobody. He gonna judge them. He will give them that are wicked to the sword. Saith Yahweh. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, behold, an evil shall go forth from nation to nation. What the Hamashiach said. Nation shall rise against nation. What has happened? World War I, World War II, la da 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 da. And a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. From the coast of the earth. And the slain of Yahweh shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the end, even to the other end. So he wasn't talking about just his time. He was talking about a further time. And they shall not be limited. Nobody ain't gonna bury them or even give them a funeral. Neither gathered nor buried. In 1946, people had a memorial. They got their memorial. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. Our ancestors was left for the buzzards when they were slaughtering our ancestors and bringing us across these nations to be slaves. They shall be dung. They shall be doo-doo. Boo-boo. They shall be boo-boo upon the ground. Our ancestors' bodies was left like doo-doo upon the ground. The cry of the shepherds. Did Yahweh hear the cry of the pastors, the shepherds of the flock? Howl, ye shepherds, and cry, and wallow yourself in the ashes. You know, when you're mourning. Ye principal of the flock, for the days of your slaughter, and of your dispersions. When you're going to become a diaspora. Dispersions. When you are going to become a diaspora. And he didn't just say one dispersion. He said dispersions. Dispersions. If some just say we're going to read English. Dispersions. How many ships it take to took all them people across the water? Are accomplished, and ye shall fall like a pleasant vessel. And the shepherds shall have no way to flee. Our pastors, before we were scattered, the pastors, you know, the ones that preach, and the shepherds shall have no way to flee, nor the principal of the flock to escape. A voice of the cry of the shepherds and the howling of the principal of the flock shall be heard. For Yahweh have spoiled their pastor. Why? Because our ancestors started worshiping false deities. Right here. And the peaceable habitations are cut down, and also they started breaking the scripture. Breaking the law, statute, and commandment. A lot of them must have started believing in Catholicism. Because he said that in the last day, the reason why they will be scattered is because if they reject Yah and start worshiping false deities and start breaking his commandment. What doctrine do we have for the slave ship? What was the Catholic Church trying to do? Make converts. What was they preaching? The law is done away with. What is their philosophy? They have a image that you must all worship, young and old, bound and free. All had to worship the image of this. And he have forsaken his covert as the lion, for their land is desolate. For their land is desolate because of the fierceness of the oppressor. Their land is desolate because of the fierceness of the oppressor and because of his anger. Now, if somebody live in that land, does it mean that he has come and redeemed Israel from the four corners of the earth without cleansing them from their wickedness? So if Yah scattered Israel because of wickedness of worshiping a false deity, why would he let them come in the land and not even believe in him, and there's still war going on? He said, remember, Yah gave all the words to this prophet. He gave him all these words. Jeremiah and Yeshaya, Isaiah, and Daniel, they was living around the same timeline. All right? Messiah quoted from Jeremiah. Messiah quoted from Isaiah. Should that not authenticate this word? Messiah rose from the grave. Should we not listen to him? If a prophet says something and it happens, fear him, for he is from Yah. So Hamashiach, who some call Jesus, who some call Yeshua, who some call Yesu, and who some call Yahweh, which is his original name, Yahweh. The reason why we were scattered is because we started worshiping. Now, what idol did the people who was enslaving people, making people a diaspora, what idol did the Roman Catholic Church give that the whole world had to worship? How does this image look? Did they say it don't matter? What was the image? Right here. Look at this. So when our ancestors were given this image, either you're going to receive this false deity. A lot of our ancestors already had rejected Messiah. You see this? And this is what they was giving us to worship, a graven image. St. Catherine's Monastery. So when the scriptures say, you shall be made like unto him, we don't know what he shall be, but we know when we shall see him, we shall be as he is. So if Negroes accept this, is this what we looking forward to being like? So if we got to hate ourselves in order to want to be something else, when in the beginning, Yah did not make anyone to be in this order. Sham, Ham, and Japheth were all dark-skinned people. Something happened in Europe, which is the same thing that happened to some of our people in the land. Some of our people were struck to be like this. Now, am I trying to rag on people who have this ailment? No. What I'm telling you is that some people were struck to be like this. So we have to understand. Thank you, sister, for staying. We have to understand is that Yahweh did not call us so that we can hate ourselves. He didn't call us to follow after the doctrines of men. This doctrine that they preached, it came because our ancestors rejected Hamashiach and said, let his blood be on us, on our children, and on our children's children. And now the people who are under this curse have to be under a curse. So I ask you, who are the people who fulfill this curse? Did these people get scattered into every nation? Was these people forced to worship that image? Or was it the people that enslaved the people? It's my question to you, Mashpaka. The scriptures say, now let us give the most earnest heed to the things that we have heard, lest we let them slip. We have the ability to forget what the scriptures say. All right? Now, how is it that a whole nation have gotten amnesic coma and don't know that they're a nation? In slavery. Now, what are we fighting for now? Many of us don't even believe that we are a nation. Many of us don't even believe it no more. But what do this say? In the beginning of the reign of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Jehoiada, came this word from Yahweh, saying, thus said Yahweh, stand in the court of Yahweh's house, of his tent, of his tabernacle, and speak unto all the cities of Jehoiada, all the cities of Jehoiada, which come to worship in Yahweh's house. All the words that I command thee to speak unto them, diminish not a word. He says, so do not diminish a word. All the words that I command to speak unto you, diminish not a word. Yahweh shall say, I ain't come to destroy the law or the prophets. I have come to fulfill them. These words were for all of the house of Yasharal, Yehoiada, and Yerushalayim. But in particular, right here, he's talking to the house of Yehoiada. And he said, diminish not to speak unto them, diminish not a word. He said, so word for word what I say, don't take nothing out. If so be they will hearken and turn every Adam. The word they put for M-A-N is Adam, because we are from Adam, not from. Man means from. Adam is a proper noun. So when you're talking about names, we come from a man and we are named after his name, Adam. So it's a proper noun. Not from. From is a person, place, or a thing. From can be from here to there, but we are Adam. Turn every Adam from his evil way. And who was he talking to? Yahweh. So when he talked to them, he said, now listen to y'all. Turn every Adam from his evil way. Talking to Jerusalem and Judah. Every man from his evil way, that I may repent me of the evil which I purpose to do to them, because of the evil of their doings. And thou shalt say unto them, thus said Yahweh, if you will not hearken to me, to walk in my law, which I have set before you. The Roman Catholic Church was trying to get us to recant the law, which I have set before you, to hearken to every word of my servants, the prophets. Yahweh saw this day coming before it came, whom I sent unto you, both rising up early and sending them, but ye have not hearkened. So our ancestors started becoming Catholics, Christians. Then will I make this house like Shiloh, and will make the city a curse to all the nations of the earth. The plot to murder Jeremiah. So our ancestors want to murder Jeremiah when he was given this prophecy that would have helped them during daytime. And a lot of our ancestors wanted to murder Hamashiach when he gave them the prophecy concerning our time. Now, let us go to see if Hamashiach prophesied about these days here. Can I get an Aman? KJV? So let's see. Turn it to Luke. Luke chapter 24. And I'm almost done. I got to get out of here, family. But Luke, the good news according to Luke chapter 24. Now upon the first day of the week, which would be called Sunday. Now upon the first day of the week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that's the day of rest. Then go back to the first day of the week. Now upon the first day of the week, very early in the morning, they came unto the scepter. I think I'm too far. Hold on. I think it's Luke chapter 17. So let me go to Luke 17 or 21. Let's see. All right. So it might be 21. Hold on. Luke 21. All right. Here we go. Luke. All right, we there. Shalom, Mashpakah. Thank y'all for coming. I'm reading, so if I miss some of y'all comments, just know that I'm glad that y'all came. And Shalom. That's right. We are family. Amen. So Luke chapter 21. King James Bible. The poor widow offering. And he looked up and saw the rich man casting their gifts into the treasury. And he saw also a certain poor widow casting in 2 mites. Let me go down to the temple. Discretion of the temple foretold. So right here in verse 5. And as some spake of the temple, how it was adorned with goodly stones and gifts, he said, as for these things which ye behold. Listen, just like Black Wall Street was destroyed, so also was in our home country when our ancestors was over there. It was prophesied to be destroyed like Black Wall Street and all these different places that we tried to build up in the lands of our captivity. But before we got over here, this is what he said. And as some spake of the temple, how it was adorned, like some speak of Black Wall Street, how big and how pretty it was and how prosperous it was. As some spake of the temple, how it was adorned with goodly stones and gifts, he said, as for these things which ye behold, the days will come, in the which there shall not be left one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. So here you see Hamashiach prophesying about the destruction of the temple that our ancestors built. Just like our ancestors built up America, our ancestors built up the temple. We didn't have nobody to come and work as no slave and build up no temple. We built it. Our ancestors were architects. They was able to build. Our ancestors wasn't no monkey flying in no tree. We wasn't no Reese's monkey. Our ancestors were real masons. And I'm not talking about no religious masons. Our ancestors, a mason is a person that build up houses. And they asked him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be? And what sign will there be when these things shall come to pass? And he said, take heed that ye be not deceived. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed, I am Mashiach, and the time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after them. But when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of and commotions, saying of wars, says about to be a war, wars is going on. So when we started hearing about wars and rumors of wars, you know, the nations of the north were getting ready to come. Be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not yet. By and by. What they say, by and by when the morning come. 9. Witness to all nations. These then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilence, and fearful sights, and great signs shall be in the heaven. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you. They shall lay their hands, they gonna put their hands on you and persecute you, be racist, and deliver you up to the synagogues. This is colonism. This is colonism and flying colors. And into prisons. They're going to lock you up in chambers. And being brought before. I want y'all to look up the Renaissance era, what they did to our ancestors. Being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. Even in the days of the apostles, they did this. And it shall turn for you, and it shall turn to you for a testimony against them. Settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what you shall answer. For I will give your mouth and wisdom which your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. And ye shall be betrayed both by parent and brethren, and kinfolk, and gullah. That's what gullah mean in Hebrew. Kinfolk, and friends. And some of you shall they cause to be put to death, and ye shall be hated of all men, of all Adam. So this nation of people, with the group of these people inside of this nation, you shall be hated of all Adam for my name's sake. But there shall not be an hair of your head that shall perish. In the patience possess ye your souls. Destruction of Yerushalayim. So now look, that was the prosecution of the disciples and the apostles. Now listen. And when ye shall see Yerushalayim compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Yahweh, Judea, Yahweh, flee to the mountains. He said, now you're going to have to flee from your land to the mountains. Where is the mountains located? So when you go through Ethiopia, you see the mountains. And there's a video up of the elders showing where the true city of David is. And when you see Ethiopia across from there, you're going to see mountains. It is up there. And I put it inside of a playlist for you. I'll save it on my community tab after this video is over, if y'all willing. And let them which are in the midst of it depart out. So you got to run towards the mountains, the same direction that Messiah ran. Well, his parents ran. And let not them that are in the country. So why would they have to flee? Because a war. The sword was going to be on the land because they rejected Hamashiach. And let not them that are in the countries enter thereunto. So if you is in West Africa, or you are in Libya, or you in the Sarah, don't go back into the land. For these be the days of vengeance, See, Messiah blood was shed. And they said, let his blood be on our hand, on our children, on our children's children, that all things which are written might be fulfilled. So even though they did that, it happened for Yahweh's glory. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck, to those who are nursing the children. And in those days, we didn't have to go to their hospitals. Our people was nursing their own children. They had their own doctors and stuff. He said, woe to them that are with child. So we knew how to let them give birth on their knees and stuff. And to them that give suck, to them that nurse, in those days. Why? They don't reverence the young or the old. For there shall be great disgrace in the land, and wrath upon this people. What people on earth has the tenacity to do people like this? And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, by war. Remember when they said they brought us over here as war captives? And shall be led away captive. Now, during Titus, when Titus was alive, when there was a brother named Judah, and there were some other cliques that lined up, they was fighting against each other at the destruction of the temple in 70 AD. Those Negroes fought hard so that their country couldn't be took. The Afro-Asiatic people, the Israelites. And Yarashalayim shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Of the Gentiles, of that nations from the north, like Jeremiah was said, he prophesied. Every word that he prophesied was the word that Yah gave him. That's what the prophet Jeremiah was saying. Until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. The return of the Son of Man will happen in this manner. The sun and the moon will refuse to shine. And the stars of heaven will fall upon the earth. Distress of the nations with perplexity when he do this. Imagine, can you meditate on one day or one night you wake up and stars then fell from the heaven. The moon ain't giving her light, and the sun is dark. Can you imagine on this perplexing day? They have seen moon and covering this and that and the other, but if this day will be perplexing to them, perplexing. If a person say, I am perplexed at this situation, why would they be perplexed if they done seen the moon covered and all that? This is going to be a great sign. Perplexing. The sea and the waves roaring. What they say would have happened if the moon and this and that and the other happened. The sea and the waves roaring. Men's hearts failing them for fear. So when they see a lunar eclipse, do their hearts fail them for fear? This is going to be a great sign. And for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. See, when they look at this, they're going to be looking after those things which shall come. So they're going to be aware, a lot of them. So they've been hearing the words, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. For the authority of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man, Ban Adam, coming in a cloud. He's not going to forget Jeremiah or Masha, his prophet, that many treat as an evil teacher that teaches people how to be evil when he tell you to keep the commandments that Yah gave him. Coming in a cloud with authority and great glory. What does it say in Isaiah? Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up He said, now look up and lift up your heads. This is what our ancestors meant by kumbaya, kwambaya. Come and save us and deliver us. See about us, Yahweh. They made it sound like it's something else. Then look up and lift up your heads. Lift up your rasha. For your redemption, for your gullah draws near. For your kinsman draws near. Your kinsman redeemer draws near. The one that's going to redeem you, the one that's going to buy you, the one that is going to reparate you draws nigh. The lesson of the fig tree. So when Israel started waking up, we did that on the other broadcast. So when Israel started waking up, that's the lesson of the fig tree. Shalom, Ak Judah, Brother Abasi, Aman, Mrs. America, Hazel Eugene, Ak Moshe Ben Yehuda, and whoever else that may come into the broadcast. Shalom Mashpaka. I let the message go. I gave the message. And I hope that somebody got a blessing out of this word. Aman, I want y'all to be encouraged and know that Hamashiach has not forgotten about you. He promised that he's going to redeem every last one of us. Aman, that call on his name, he promised Yasharal that he will not forget us, that he remembers his people. Aman, and sister, my name is Ya'aquaba. That's my surname. My slave name is Calvin. So Calvin sounded closer to Ya'aquaba sounded closer to Calvin. I was calling myself Yakanan. And then at one time I was calling myself Yahawadah. And then at one time I surnamed myself Yahawadah. And at one time I surnamed myself Dawad. And at one time I surnamed myself Shalaman. And I just had to stick. Yeah, brother. I just had to stick with the name that I surnamed myself. Ya'aquaba. Which means that he grabs the heel grabber. Or Yahweh's heel grabber. Amen. So before I go, I'm going to go ahead and put up this here for y'all so that y'all can be blessed. Amen. I want to play something for y'all. And I know that they don't like us to play other people's music. I understand that, because a lot of times people do like to steal people's stuff. And I'm not saying that nobody gonna steal nothing from them. But because of fair use and all that copyright, people putting a lot of work inside of their craft and what they're doing. I understand that. So you have to get permission from artists to play their stuff. But I want to go ahead and play something for y'all that I recorded before I go. And that's going to be it, Mashpaka. So let me go ahead and set this up and play it for y'all. And I want y'all to listen to the words inside of this scripture, inside of this song. And I want y'all to be encouraged. Amen. So let me get this set up and I'll be right back.
Now what's the definition of being a kidnapped nation? Look all online, you won't find it. Unless they update it. But they say in 1976, 26 children through the age of 5 and 14 was kidnapped, and that's the biggest one. No more genocide, brother, sister, let us come together like we did in Alabama. Not a looking for no trauma, ain't a verse up in the Bible say the sin is self-defense. Inflation plus 1,000 so-called blacks. Every year they get that TikTok run shot. Bull, they be holding some not guilty. Everybody in the whole world done seen this till they. The words sounded like hallucination, like I never did see what you see me fake. The people get tired, so the people stand up. Don't like to fight, but what else to do? Everywhere you go, people want to fight, trying to jab back, so you bust move. Hard to get respect no matter what we do. But a human being gotta feel it too. School said we ace, but they ain't the truth. We the gullible people that been going through. To be a cell lot. You can't pay me to be a cell lot. You can't pay me to be a cell lot. You ain't got enough. You ain't got enough. You can't pay me to be a cell lot. You can't pay me to be a cell lot. You ain't got enough. You ain't got enough. Somebody born the butter biscuit. Somebody feed the butter biscuit. Somebody love a half dancing. I said, or somebody feed the butter biscuit. Somebody love a half dancing. I said, or somebody love a half dancing. Somebody feed the butter biscuit. I said, or somebody feed the butter biscuit. They told me that's the past. What happened yesterday? Well, everybody want that mass move. They want that joker face. They don't really care. They want their pocket line. But when no sheep and leathers get the faucets missing line. No vote for a sale. I'm sick of wasting time. I tell the truth to my people, let the light shine. From sea to sea, hear the mystery was getting I revealed. And always wonder why my people always get it killed. For the lack of the knowledge, always living in front of the coffin. Turn back to the covenant, how people made a real promise. And ain't no bribe money, bet the brothers stand for something. But got my eyes on them all, that's the prosper for me. Grandma told me if they hit you, better hit back. Now like we gotta apologize if you been tracked. You love your fights, lessons at home, if you still black. Grandmama, granddaddy didn't play, now where the sweet. You can't pay me to be a sellout. You can't pay me to be a sellout. You can't pay me to be a sellout. You ain't got enough, you ain't got. I said if somebody want a butter biscuit, somebody feed the butter biscuit now. Somebody feed the butter biscuit. I said if somebody feed the butter biscuit, yeah.
Hey, ¿qué hora es? That mean what time it is? And it's Espanol. Wake up, Dr. Brown.
Shalom, Mashpaka.